Okay, so some people are saying that they didn't know how to reflect points still. So I guess we can look at that a little bit more. So on the work I gave back to you, the people who did it, this should look familiar because this was what it was. Question 5 was to reflect this point, 5, -4. So we can find that point if x is 5, y is -4 would be down here. It says reflect across the vertical dash line. Well, vertical means going up and down, which would be this line here. So if we're reflecting across this line, we know we're going from right to left, which means the only value that's going to change is the x value, the x coordinate. So that's the only thing that can move left or right. So we know that our y value is going to still be -4. Okay. So we just look, we say how far from the line that we're reflecting across is our point A. So you see that's 1, 2, 3 points away from the line, which means to reflect it to the other side, we'd have to go 1, 2, 3 on the other side. So here would be A prime, our new A. Coordinates here, this x value is at -1. Okay. We can also look at this, we say the x value at this line here would be x is 2. So we said the difference between 5 and 2 is 3, which means the total distance from the original A to our new A would be 6. And if we take 6 away from 5, we do end up at -1. It's a little bit more mathematical way of saying how that works. Alright, let's see. Number 6, B, just point -3, 1, 2, 3, +2. So that'll be right here. And we're reflecting that across the horizontal dash line. So horizontal means it's like this. You can think of horizon as the sun comes up over the horizon. Get it? And then we say how far from our horizontal line is point B. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means new B would have to be 1, 2, 3, 4 below the line. So here's B prime. So this would be at -3. Since it just moved down, we know x shouldn't have changed. This should still be -3. B went down a total of 8 spots, so 8 less than +2 would be -6. Alright? I'm going to clear this off. It's just getting a little messy here. Alright, so point C is at -5, 0. Be right here on the x-axis. And it's reflecting across the y-axis, which means these ones are a little bit more straightforward. We just have to move this to the other side of the y-axis. So if it was 5 away over here, we'd go from -5 to +5. So this would be C, this would be C prime. So this would just end up being +5, 0. Okay, remember when we go across the y-axis, we change the sign of x, y stays the same. Alright, and point D, this would be at 3, 4. And we're going across the x-axis. So since this is 4 away from the x-axis, we know it's got to be 4 below on this side. Which means D prime will be at, what am I saying? 3, -4. Sorry, a little bit distracted watching the end of the Cowboys game here. How about those Cowboys? Alright, 9, 10, 11. Some people are confused by this. So let's see what it was asking us to do. Oh, Jason Witt. Okay. So we need to plot our 3 points, A, B, C. So A is at 2, 1. That's A. B is at 3, -5, 3, -5. and C is at -2, +4. And we can connect those to make a triangle. Yeah, that's a perfect triangle. And let's do something here. This. Make sure this doesn't get away from us. Alright, so now on our 3 problems, it gave us 3 charts, and it just says take this triangle and reflect it across these 3 things. So we're going to start with going across the x-axis. So we're going to flip everything to the other side of this line. So that might be a little bit confusing because it looks like, well, we've got 2 points that are above and 1 point that's below. Well, all that means is instead of, we're going to flip everything over, so we're going to put 2 points below and 1 point above. So we start with A. A is 1 above, so this is going to end up 1 below. B was 5 below, so it's going to be in 5 above. And C was 4 above the line, so this is going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 below. And let's take a look. We connect these. Oh. Not my best drawing, but you get the idea. It's the same. Oh, Dez Bryant drops a catch. What a surprise. Okay, same triangle, just reflected. Alright, let's see. If I take this shape and then I just flip it. Wait, that didn't work. What happened? Hold on. Oh, okay, that's not going to work because we didn't flip it from left to right. We flipped it up and down. Let's try this again, but flip it up and down. And there it is. Now I feel a little silly. Alright, just like that. So there's the first one. You can plot those points, no big deal. Let's undo this. Let's do the y-axis next, and we'll do number 10 last because that's going to be the tricky one. And let me actually delete this one. It's not in the way. Alright, so number 11 says go across y-axis. So again, same thing. Except now we're going from left to right. So this is 2 to the right, so this new point's going to have 2 to the left. B is 3 to the right, so it's going to end up on 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. And C is 2 to the left, so that's going to end up 2 to the right. And connect these perfectly straight lines. And we end up with that same triangle. Now it's reflected from right to left, left to right. So let's try that one out. This one I should be able to flip left to right. And there it is. Okay. So that was those two. Those are pretty straightforward. This third one is a little bit trickier. It's something you're going to be expected to know how to do. So we need to reflect it across the line that goes through point 1, or -1, 2, and 1, +2. So we're going to plot these 2 points. So here's -1, +2. Here is +1, +2. So we're going to connect those. We're going to make hold on. We're going to make a straight line, and I'm going to draw a straight line here. And we'll make it red. So it's not always going to go through the axis. Sometimes you have to go through a different line, which is the case here. Which is not really a big deal, just a little bit more involved. So we look at point A. Point A is 1 point below our line here. So A prime is going to have to be 1 point above that. So here's A prime here. Point B, we see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 below. which means our new one is going to have to be 7 above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. They give you something that's not even on the... Yeah, I guess so. Alright. Hopefully, because I just copied this graph from a different problem, hopefully your graph actually has a point up here. Hopefully I'm not messing this up because then I'd feel bad. And then point C is 2 above the line, which means C prime would have to be 2 below this line. So here's C prime. Again, we can connect these. Perfectly straight lines. That doesn't look right. Hold on. It doesn't look right, but that's probably just because I don't know how to draw. Let's see if we flip it over and match it on top. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So there you go. So how to reflect across x-axis, y-axis, and whatever line they give you to reflect across. Alright, the last 3 was just checking for symmetry. So a couple of these, because the dashed line is sort of not straight up or down, you kind of have to turn it a little bit to look. So if we look at number 12, we say if we flipped this little shape, this shape here, and if we flip that over, would we end up with this shape here? Yep, just about. So I would say yes for this one. How about this here? If we take this rectangle and reflect it across that line, well, no, that would end up down here. That's not right. This is going to be, nope. And this one here, this kind of looks like it would, but if we inspect it a little bit closer, if we take that, whoops. And you could have like physically actually folded your paper over and done this, so don't say I'm cheating by using the little smartboard features, because you could do this yourself. We flip this up and down. You see that is not the same shape. So it looks similar, but it is not. So this is a no. And Tony Romo throws it away in the end zone. Alright. Oh, there's a flag. Never mind. Cowboys will probably win. Oh well. Have a good night.